go. Hi, I'm Sailor Venus Mina here. Sorry for clearing my throat. And today I'm going to talk about, this one thing I think it does need to be talked about. Well, so anyway, this is how it always seems, to start out like. Well, not that I know, but it just seems to be that way. I don't know what I'm even talking about. Alright, so a lot of folks are into shifting out their films. A lot of folks are good at skilling and working with their film shifting tools or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, that was never going to be any skill that we were ever good at. And the ones we worked with back in the day was either Microsoft. Well, if you had Windows, then that was the one you tend to work with. And we also had ArcSoft, because that came along with the HP web shooter at one time that we had. And then there was Cyberlink. And that was it. Those were the only three. And none of them really worked that well. I mean, they weren't really that strong. Everybody would say that they're weak or they're strong, but you know. so when we first worked with Microsoft Windows Movie Maker, Filmmaker, or Unseen Soft Windows Filmmaker, either what it always seemed to be good at, or the only thing it seemed to be good at was, well, gonna make this darker, gonna make this lighter, but that was it. Or could put some outstanding drawings on it, whatever you want to call it. If you want to cut out something, well, that's when you're asking way too much out of it. We only got to work one time like that, and the other time we did it, we couldn't get the two breaks of our film back together. And on top of that, it always took too long to fillet any shifts you did make to your said film. Then was the ArcSoft one, and there were two of them. One was called ArcSoft Webcam Web Shooter Friend, and the other one was known as ArcSoft Web Shooter for Layer. And once again, they only seem to be good at making something brighter, making it darker, putting a name sheet to it, which at the end of the day, the Microsoft Unseen Soft 1 could do that too. You couldn't cut nothing out. Even if you clicked on the thing with the blades, it wouldn't do that at all. And the only unlikeness is that the friend one took less time to fillet. And then there was ArcSoft Web Shooter for Layer, which once again it really didn't do that much. The same stuff that the other one did. So at the end of the day, and it really didn't do that much. Oh, and then you had to watch your film spinning around being filleted, which is probably the only good thing they could do, but really, it didn't really do that much. So, and I know there's going to be folks out there saying, oh, well, there's stronger ones out there. They're going to talk about Mackie Cam, or they're going to talk about The Last Cut, or they're going to talk about Sony Vegas. Why call it that? I don't know. Or they'll talk about the Apple one, the Apple iFilm. And I think they're all shit too, that they're broken, or they don't really do what you want them to do. Well, if they do what you don't want them to do, is besmirch your film. You put a film in, you don't know what you're doing. Well, there you go. You besmirched your film. There's no handbook with any of this stuff. There is nothing that tells you what anything does, so you just gotta, you know, put your film in and hope for the great, right? So, and then we also talked about there was Cyberlink, Strength Overseer or Showrunner or whatever you want to call it. And this one we got was broken, couldn't do nothing except film the film. So at the end of the day, and back in the day, haters used to say this thing. They don't say it anymore, but they used to say it. They once said it in their films like, oh, shifting is your friend. No, shifting was not my friend. You know, it was never a friend to me. And if it was a friend, it was always a friend that had hang ups too. Well, I can only do this, this, and that. And everyone would have their forgivenesses for all the tools I said. Is that, oh well, some tools are stronger than others. No, it has nothing to do with being strong or being weak. It has to do with them really, not really being that good. You know. So at the end of the day, those tools are clutter. They don't do what you really want them to do. And at the end of the day, they don't make your film look skilled or anything, you know. So, and they just besmirch your film more than they do to help it, you know. So, I don't want to hear anymore about how shifting was my friend. Because I just talked about 3 tools right there, or 4 tools, or 5 tools right there that were not my friend. That didn't do what I wanted them to do, and were weak. And I'm sure that if I would have worked with any of the other tools that some other folks out there work with, either be the Sony Vegas one, or the Mackie one, or Last Cut one, or Apple iFilm, or even the YouTube one, they would do the same thing. They would be weak, couldn't do much, and what they could do was besmirch your film. You know, if you didn't know what you were doing, which when no one really knows what they're doing when they work with any of these fucking tools. So that's why I keep away from them. That's why I don't do them anymore. The only kind of shifting I ever do to my films this day is put an end sheet to them. And that's the only thing the YouTube one is actually good at. So, it is what it is. And if that makes someone out there mad that I just scathed all of these film shifting tools as being weak or no good, oh well, deal with it. You know? So, if you like that film, then follow us here at Sailor Moon for Life. Or watch the last film that Sailor Jupiter made yesterday talking about is the Power Rangers coming to Netflix, which I still don't know. I'm Sailor Venus, and I hope you like this film.